Coming up on Cronkite News, 2 bills that would restrict drag shows in Arizona inch their way closer to the governor's desk.
Plus, the rising temps pose a real threat to some of the most vulnerable members of the community, how they are getting some much-needed help.
And later, some former Sun Devils ran the show at the Masters this weekend, and John Rahm secured his first career green jacket.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Miriam Cristal.
And I'm John Brown. Thank you for joining us.
2 bills that are getting a lot of attention in the legislature this session would restrict drag queen shows.
The bills seem to be making it all the way through the complicated process of the legislature, and as Anna Stansfield tells us, they are now set to make the final push toward the governor. Anna?
That's right. These bills have sparked a lot of controversy throughout their journey in the legislature, but that journey may be coming to an end soon. State Senator Anthony Kern proposed both Senate Bill 1028 and 1030, and the goal of both of them is to restrict drag shows in Arizona. Senate Bill 1028 says drag performances would not be able to happen on public property or anywhere that minors may be able to see it. Senate Bill 1030 limits the time and days in which these shows would be able to take place. It would also set more specific zoning requirements on where these shows can happen. These bills have cleared the Senate, and today they passed the full House, and it looks like they are likely heading for Governor Katie Hobbs' desk, where she will decide if they will become law. Even in today's debate, it's clear feelings about these bills are mixed.
Criminalizing an action that is so unclearly defined with a misdemeanor or felony is irresponsible. I encourage everyone to vote no on this bill.
The reason for this, and I'm not speaking for the sponsor of the bill, but in my own perception, is that we need to keep and turn the moral compass of this country back in the right direction, and this is one step in trying to do that.
Governor Hobbs has previously said that she intends to veto these bills if they ever make it to her desk. In the newsroom, Anna Stansfield, Cronkite News.
Okay, thanks, Anna. A recent Texas ruling by a U.S. district judge suspended the FDA's approval of an abortion medication.
The decision has abortion providers across the country raising questions whether they can use the medication. Cronkite News reporter Alyssa Munoz joins us now at the desk. Alyssa, what is the latest on the court battle about this medication?
Well, guys, the Justice Department announced today that it plans to ask the appeals court to block the Texas ruling. One of the biggest issues they argue is that the drug manufacturer may go out of business because doctors say they cannot prescribe the medication without FDA approval. The medication is used for abortions in the first trimester. The drug has had FDA approval and been in use for 23 years. But a decision by a Texas judge to suspend FDA approval of the drug has doctors wondering whether they can still prescribe the medication. Attorney General Chris Mays issued a statement on Friday ensuring Arizonans that legal access to the drug remains available for providers and patients in this state. Due to another lawsuit Mays is involved in, she also says she will continue to fight to keep it accessible. According to Arizonans for Reproductive Freedom, the real problem is not with the safety of the medication, but the uncertainty this recent decision creates in the healthcare community.
The real cost here is that people are going to suffer while the court system works out what is healthcare, and that's a huge detriment. People will suffer, people will die because we have these rulings that continue to create uncertainty.
Mays recently set up a reproductive rights unit in the Attorney General's office. She says she plans on filing a brief against the Texas ruling. The White House also says they expect this to go all the way to the Supreme Court.
All right, thank you for that, Alyssa.
Turning now to the Grand Canyon, where officials say the North Rim won't be opening on time this year. Record snowfall is forcing the park to keep the North Rim closed until at least June 2nd. Crews need time to plow State Route 67 and get everything set up before it's ready for the public. Much of the North Kaibab Trail will also be closed until June. The park says parts of the trail saw significant damage from landslides, making conditions unsafe for hikers. The Visitor Center and Lodge will reopen June 2nd, while the North Rim Campground will reopen on June 9th.
And let's get a first check of your weather. Taking a look outside now here in downtown Phoenix. Temperatures are climbing up into the 90s today, and by this time tomorrow, we could see our first day in the triple digits. Jordan Lavazari joins us now from the Cronkite News Weather Center.
Jordan, what can you tell us about the heat?
Absolutely, guys. Thank you. Things are really scorching in Arizona. Here are some interesting stats that I think you guys might want to know. The days at or above 100 degrees annually in the state has been 111 days. Our average first 100-degree day is May 2nd, and I'm really not sure if we're going to be lasting that far without hitting some triple digits. Hottest day on record has been 122 since June in 1990. However, in the valley, we are seeing some interesting temperatures. Incredibly warm. We can see all over really high 90s. Everything is going to be incredibly warm. Make sure you're hydrating and wearing some sunscreen. I'll have your full weather forecast later on.
All right, thanks, Jordan. For those experiencing homelessness, triple-digit temps can be very dangerous. Cronkite News reporter Shira Tanzer tells about how they are being helped.
Temperatures in the Phoenix area this week are expected to hit highs of 98 degrees, with the possibility of breaking into triple digits for the first time this year. Meteorologist Alex Young with the Phoenix National Weather Service says Arizona usually reaches 100 degrees for the first time every year on May 2nd.
Temperatures reaching the upper 90s to near 100 at this time of year is actually near record conditions. So this is certainly abnormal.
People experiencing homelessness are on the streets looking for shade and water. Stephen Petruzzello with the Phoenix Rescue Mission says that's where his team comes in.
You'll see people on the side of the road that need immediate physical or medical attention, and just that bottle of water, that cold bottle of water, can help them out so much.
The Phoenix Rescue Mission and other organizations go around to people on the street and give out waters and any other help they can to limit the effects of the sun. But as the Arizona temperatures rise, more and more people experiencing homelessness require assistance.
Unless they're getting into shaded areas, they're going to be impacted very highly by any heat wave that we have that comes through.
According to the Arizona Department of Health Services, 855 people died from heat-related and heat-caused deaths in 2021. Maricopa County alone saw 451.
Yeah, it gets hard. I mean, some of them, it does motivate them to get off the streets. Some of them, it's case management gets harder because you don't know where to find them. A lot of times they're in shaded areas that you're not aware of.
In Phoenix, Shira Tanzer, Cronkite News.
Thank you, Shira. Well, we've seen a lot of rain so far this year, which means we're seeing a lot of wildflowers out there this spring. But it also means a lot more insects, including mosquitoes. How people can prepare for them.
Plus, how Arizona researchers are using solar panels to help revolutionize the way we farm. That's next.
The weather around Phoenix is just beautiful today. Let's take a look at the weather around the valley.
Thank you for joining us for the special edition of Cronkite News. Here are the top stories that we're tracking today at noon.
Some of the best players for their program.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station.
Sign in and start streaming today.
Now on Passport.
What are you looking for in your life?
There's an important story that needs to be told.
Is it a sense of your own destiny?
Choose your story.
Try to help create change in some way.
It's a beautiful thing. Not very many people get to see.
Once you come into the neighborhood, you are a part of the family.
You can be a good person or a bad person. It's your choice.
Stop complaining and go actually do something.
Now you can stream even more documentaries with Passport on the PBS Video app.
Temperatures are starting to warm up and monsoon season is just around the corner, which means a lot more mosquitoes will soon be buzzing around the valley.
Cronkite News reporter Autria Maneshny tells us how we can prepare in advance for their arrival so we can live bite-free.
Repel, remove, repair, remind. Those are the 4 R's that the Maricopa County Department of Environmental Services recommends for us to use to fight the bite. Because I think that we can all agree that mosquitoes can get pretty annoying. These pesky critters aren't loved by many.
I hate mosquitoes.
Terrible, vicious animals. Most annoying waste of time.
Mosquito season is actually year-round here in Arizona, but they are most abundant from March until October. Most of the mosquitoes around us come from our own backyards, and some of them can even carry infections like the West Nile virus.
Mosquitoes transmit the viruses when they bite an infected person and then bite a healthy person.
But even with all their flaws, mosquitoes are still useful.
Mosquitoes are actually a very important part of the food chain because they are prey for a lot of larger predators.
Their bites are irritating, but some of them aren't trying to eat your blood.
The females need a blood meal, but other times they feed on nectar.
Mosquitoes love water and use it as a breeding ground. So if you want to stay bug bite free, here's what you need to do.
Go around your property and check and make sure that there's nothing. And if you find anything, even if it's a small water bottle cap, to dispose of that water. And if it's a container that you can clean, make sure that you clean it so that you don't leave any mosquito eggs behind.
Dylan says the rain we had recently didn't bring too many mosquitoes like they anticipated, but monsoon season can change that.
From now on, if we keep on getting a little bit of rain or more water and accumulation of water, then as the temperatures start warming up, we may start seeing a lot of mosquito activity.
And if you have seen these flying around your backyard recently, they're actually not giant mosquitoes. They're known as crane flies and are completely harmless creatures. I know I was pretty afraid when I first saw one, but they're actually pretty useful. They help with decomposition and are also prey to a lot of other animals as well. They're also always looking for a new mate to lay eggs with and have a pretty short lifespan. But they're not going to suck your blood, so don't be afraid if you see one. In Phoenix, Atria Mineshny, Cronkite News.
And let's check back in on our forecast now. It's getting hot in there. Jordan Lavazari is back now with what people can expect heading into tomorrow. Jordan.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, John. It has been a very warm day today, and the evening is no exception. At 6 p.m., we are still seeing the sun beating down on us, 94 degrees. We're finally leaving the 90-degree range at 8 p.m., and we're getting a little bit of relief at 83 degrees. Finally at 10 p.m. Our low temperatures tomorrow, however, are looking pretty good. 66 degrees in Phoenix and some similar temperatures along the western side of the state. When we look north, we can see some cooler temperatures in the Grand Canyon, Flagstaff, even Window Rock. But not to worry, things will be heating up to a very comfortable 70 average in their region of the state. We can see that our Phoenix area and the valley are looking incredibly warm. So in the UV index, we want to see that at 1 p.m., 7 is a very high rating. At 15 to 25 minutes in the sun, you guys could be experiencing a sunburn. So please put on some sunscreen and make sure to hydrate. In our 8-day forecast, we can see 99 degrees as our high tomorrow, but things are kind of going to cool down on Wednesday. Thursday is going to be very, very cool along with Friday, 83 and 81 as our highs then. But the weekend is going to warm back up at 87 degrees, and Sunday will finally get back to 92. Monday and Tuesday are going to be back in the 90s as well. We're going to have a very, very warm week. Everything will be looking pretty nice. In the Cronkite Weather Center, I'm Jordan Lavazari.
Thank you, Jordan. Solar panels are usually found on tops of houses, but can actually have more of an impact on the ground, providing shade for our own plants. Cronkite News reporter Brianna Steele has more on agrivoltaics, a type of farming that could revolutionize how we grow food in the desert.
In a small plot of land in Oracle, Arizona, you will see rows of lettuce plants growing under the shade in a type of farming called agrivoltaics. Arizona's Biosphere 2 Research Lab is helping to teach others about the use and impact of this farming. Agrivoltaics can and will solve 3 of many solutions. First, it can save a lot of water, requiring weekly waterings instead of daily.
One of our big findings is that when you introduce solar panels and create that shade on the crops, we can save a tremendous amount of water.
Second, the water helps plants and cools the solar panels, which should stay below 77 degrees.
When they get too hot, they actually don't produce as much electricity. And by doing agriculture or planting any type of plants beneath the solar panels, we're cooling them off and producing more electricity.
And last, it helps solve the competition for real estate for farms and solar farms, which can now share the same land.
Instead of having this food versus energy conflict with our land,
we're bringing them together and giving benefits to both.
The research has been ongoing since 2012, and the hope is that with our beating sun, we can get the most out of our solar panels and use them to cool off our plants and keep them alive and thriving longer. At Biosphere 2, Brianna Steele, Cronkite News.
I'm Ethan Tuttle. Coming up after the break, I'll have your Cronkite Sports Report. Arizona State baseball is officially a top 25 team. We'll show you what manager Willie Bloomquist thinks about the team's future.
Now streaming on the PBS app, the definitive collection of documentaries from award-winning filmmaker Ken Burns.
Hemingway, the man, is much more interesting than the myth.
It is a story that Americans have to reckon with.
He's got my job. I'm the champ.
Discover over 40 groundbreaking films that bring our history to life. Stream the Ken Burns collection now with Passport on the PBS app.
General Manager of Arizona PBS. We've got so much going on here at the station.
I'm Catherine Anaya.
I'm Alberto Rios.
I'm Chef Mark Tarbell.
I'm Ted Simons. We want everyone to know that their Arizona connection starts right here at Arizona PBS.
For over the past 60 years, Arizona PBS has told incredible stories of Arizona's distinctive people.
We got to start being more vulnerable with each other.
What I love most about being a Latina woman is the passion and drive that I feel.
Beautiful landscapes and treasured history.
We're doing something that benefits the community.
Good evening and welcome to Horizonte.
Welcome to Check Please, Arizona.
Welcome to the U.S. Senate debate.
The recipient of the Emmy is
Arizona PBS.
The Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Welcome to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Ethan Tuttle. The legendary success of ASU men's golf was on full display this past weekend at the annual Masters Tournament at Augusta National Golf Club. Jon Rahm took home the trophy while Phil Mickelson finished second with his brother and former ASU head coach Tim Mickelson on the bag. 72 holes at the Masters is never easy, and after a 4-putt double bogey to start, Rahm could have easily backed down to Augusta National. Instead, he made 7 birdies and an eagle to shoot 7 under par in round 1 before going on to shoot 12 under par for the tournament. And on his hero, the great Seve Ballesteros' birthday, Jon Rahm became a Masters champion. The NBA playoff picture is locked and it's official. The Suns will face the LA Clippers in the first round. The two teams actually just faced off in the final game of the regular season on Sunday for Fan Appreciation Day. On top of all that, the team honored longtime Suns radio broadcaster Al McCoy at halftime as he will retire after the end of the season. The voice of the Suns has served as the team's radio play-by-play announcer for 51 years. He is currently the longest active broadcaster with one team and will leave his own mark on the franchise as he concludes his decorated career. On Sunday, McCoy was joined at half court by owner Matt Ishbia and former owner Jerry Colangelo, where McCoy was presented with a custom Suns jersey as a token of thanks. McCoy was eager to thank the Suns organization and all of its fans for being able to be the voice of the Suns for so many years.
Thank you for allowing me to tell the story of the Suns for 51 great years.
Arizona State baseball has officially cracked the top 25, and rightfully so, as ASU's won 17 of its last 19 games, including 4 straight conference series wins to begin Pac-12 play. The Sun Devils completed the sweep of the Washington State Cougars Saturday afternoon with a 4-1 victory. ASU was backed by 6 innings and 8 strikeouts from starter Christian Curtis and home runs from Will Rogers, New Contrades, and Ryan Campos. You'd have to go back all the way to 2009 to find a better start to conference play by an ASU squad. The same season, ASU made its last College World Series appearance. The success is nice, but the team has a long way to go before it can truly enjoy how far it's come.
I won't stop grinding to get better with these guys, because I know at the end of the day, if we want to get to where we want to get to, we have to get better still. We're not where we need to be yet, but we're heading that direction, but we're not there yet. So until we get there and until we're tasting champagne one day, I'm not going to be satisfied.
You may be familiar with the show American Ninja Warrior. Now kids can get in on the popular sport as well. A ninja-themed gym is the place where kids can be kids and bring out their inner strength. Cronkite News reporter Ashley Engel talks to young ninja warriors in Scottsdale.
Conquer Ninja is a place where swinging on bars and running up walls are welcomed.
We want each kid to leave the gym better than they came in. They're trying to get stronger, if they're trying to gain more confidence, if they're just trying to socialize with other kids. It's really whatever their goal is.
With locations in Scottsdale and Gilbert, kids of all ages and backgrounds can find their inner ninja by going to classes and open gyms that test their critical thinking skills and boost their physical health.
You get to practice obstacles and get to improve. And when you improve, there's always a way to make it a little harder to where you can work on it a little harder. And there's ways to try it in different ways.
She'll get asked by people, oh, what sports do you play? She's like, oh, I play soccer and ninja. And they're like, you do what? And she's like the TV show. And they're like with running up the walls? And she's like, yeah.
The show, American Ninja Warrior, has helped the sport grow in popularity, and all levels of ability can participate.
I'm really proud of all of our coaches. They take really good care of everyone coming in here that are new, showing them the ropes, teaching them obstacles, showing them safety things.
Ninja may be different than the other sports that people are used to participating in, but many parents have said ever since enrolling their child into Conquer Ninja, they have been seeing improvement in their other sports outside the facility.
I think it makes her a better soccer player, a better athlete, and just better. And she's a better version of herself. She has more confidence in every part of her life. It's one of those sports that it makes you better at everything. It's core strength, it's agility, it's balance.
While making a difference in the community and watching students grow, improvements show that students are capable of anything if they put their mind to it.
Seeing somebody accomplish something that they've been working on for a month, a year, 2 years, and they finally get it, and that expression in their face, that excitement that they have, you get just as excited, if not more, for them.
With the excitement of being active in a unique way, Conquer Ninja is changing the perspective of physical activity, one obstacle at a time. In Scottsdale, Ashley Engel, Cronkite News.
Man, I think some of those kids might fare better than I do on those bars. Well, that's going to do it for today's Cronkite Sports Report. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, thanks, Ethan. After the break, a trip to England where all eyes will soon be on King Charles at his upcoming coronation.
But we're already getting a look at the ride the newly crowned king will use for his coronation procession.
Find out why the late queen was not so fond of this coach next.
Now streaming on the PBS app, the definitive collection of documentaries from award-winning filmmaker Ken Burns.
Hemingway, the man, is much more interesting than the myth.
It is a story that Americans have to reckon with.
He's got my job. I'm the champ.
Discover over 40 groundbreaking films that bring our history to life. Stream the Ken Burns collection now with Passport on the PBS app.
General Manager of Arizona PBS. We've got so much going on here at the station.
I'm Catherine Anaya.
I'm Alberto Rios.
I'm Chef Mark Tarbell.
I'm Ted Simons.
We want everyone to know that their Arizona connection starts right here at Arizona PBS.
For over the past 60 years, Arizona PBS has told incredible stories of Arizona's distinctive people.
We got to start being more vulnerable with each other.
What I love most about being a Latina woman is the passion and drive that I feel.
Beautiful landscapes and treasured history.
We're doing something that benefits the community.
Good evening and welcome to Horizonte.
Welcome to Check Please, Arizona.
Welcome to the U.S. Senate debate.
The recipient of the Emmy is
Arizona PBS.
The Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
We're just about a month away from the coronation of King Charles.
But we're already getting a look at the coach he and his wife, Queen Camilla, will be riding in.
The King and Queen consort will ride in the gold stagecoach after the ceremony scheduled for May 6th at Westminster Abbey. The coach has been used for every coronation since 1831.
And this coach is huge, 23 feet long and weighing 4 tons. Wow, it is so heavy. 8 horses are needed to pull it along the procession route. But it's not going to be a comfortable ride. Queen Elizabeth, who used the coach for her own coronation, called the ride, quote, horrible.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thank you for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org. Have a great night.